What's going on, everyone? Today we are taking a look at the Baseus PicoGo card size power banks. So the ones I have down here are the Pico-Go 10K Slim, and the ones up here are the Pico-Go 5K Slim. So as you can see, both power banks do come in several different colors. We have light gray, pink, black, and dark gray, and they do look identical on both sides. I just have them flipped over in opposite ways so you can see what they look like on both sides of the power bank. So the 10K model is their 10,000 milliamp power bank, and then the 5K model is their smaller 5,000 milliamp power bank. These do have some differences, so to make things more simple, I'll be going over these power banks separately in this video. Alright, so starting off with the Pico-Go 10K Slim, as I just said, this is a 10,000 milliamp power bank. As the name implies, these are card-sized power banks that are much thinner than most other power banks on the market. On the front, you have a nice silicone finish. In the back, you have an aluminum shell with some nice rounded corners. Overall, a nice feel in your hand, no sharp edges or anything like that to dig into your hand. Most power banks are made of plastic, so compared to most other power banks, this is going to be a lot more durable with that aluminum shell there. So just to show you how thin these actually are, right here I have another 10,000 milliamp power bank that I had for a while. And as you can see, the Baseus is a whole lot slimmer. Let me go ahead and stack that up. And as you can see, it's about 40% slimmer. On top of that, it's also much smaller from the actual width of it as well. So definitely a very slim power bank. So here it is next to a cell phone in the case. And it's pretty much an identical size. If I took off the case, the phone will probably be thinner. But with the case, as you can see, very, very little difference in the depth. Alright, so diving into some of the features. First off, this has a built-in 15-watt Qi 2 fast wireless charger. So with your iPhone, all you got to do is stick it on just like that. No cables needed. It just holds on, and now it's going to be automatically charging your phone. And this is a very strong magnet. So you can see I could shake it around with the phone at the bottom and it's not going to come off. Even the other way with the power bank hanging off the back, not going to come off either. If you try to pull it straight off, it does have some strength to it, but to release it, just kind of peel it from the corner. It does come off very easily, but definitely a very strong magnet. And honestly, power banks like this with the wireless charger are just so much more convenient. When you have a standard power bank, you got to connect it with the cable, kind of carry them both like this in your hand. It's kind of just not as convenient to do. This one, you just slap it on the back, and just like that, you can continue to use your phone just like normal. You could even use it with your camera, as that's also not going to block the back of it either. As you can see, nice and compact size that just hangs off the back of the phone like that. Looking at the specs, this charger also has a triple cooling system with a 98% heat dissipation efficiency. In the end, this is going to give you a more efficient charge and keep the power bank cool and safe as well. Besides the cooling system, this also has an AI chip that monitors the temperature 18,000 times per minute to keep you and the power bank safe. Another thing I really like on this power bank is besides the wireless charging, it also has a USB-C port as well. And this is a fast charging port that can put out a max of 27 watts. So this can charge your phone, tablet, camera, drone, and tons of other tech as well. And while 20 watts is a bit slow for something like a MacBook, you will be able to charge it and give a decent boost to your battery just as long as you're not using the laptop while it's charging. And you can charge two devices from this power bank at the same time as well. So let me go ahead and show you that right now. Slap the phone on there just like that. As you can see, phone is now charging. Got my USB-C cable. And as you can see, that is now charging as well. So just to show you, both devices are charging. Definitely very cool, especially once you consider how small this power bank is. And 10,000 milliamps is a decent amount of power for a phone. So you would be able to charge two phones from this power bank. Or if you're just someone that has a lot of tech, you go ahead and charge your phone and then also charge up your other devices such as a Nintendo Switch or whatever else you might have with you as well. Last but not least, these power banks do charge at 20 watts, so you are going to be able to recharge them very quickly as well. Alright, so up next we have the Pico-Go 5K Slim. This one is half the capacity, but also much slimmer because of that as well. So let me go ahead and get the 10K. So right here we have the 10K, here's the 5K. And as you can see, quite a difference in how thin this is. So let me go ahead and go back to that other power bank. And I think it's going to take two of these to be about the same thickness. Actually, two of these Baseus power banks is still slimmer than one of these. So again, very, very slim power banks. And now slapping it on the back of the phone, it is such a minimal design and it hardly adds any weight. Very, very lightweight. So when you have this on your phone in your hand, you're really not going to feel much of a difference. But despite being thinner, as you can see, still a very strong magnet. So that's going to hold on there very tightly. I'm going to give this one to my wife because of how thin it is. She has one of those women's wallets that open up and have a lot of space in the middle. So she can just open that up, throw that in there like that, and she's barely going to notice that she even has it. So definitely a very convenient size there. Due to how thin these are, you can pretty much store these anywhere and hardly even take up any space or extra weight as well. So these smaller power banks do have very similar specs to the 10K. Overall construction is identical, but there is a few differences. So on these smaller ones, you don't have the Qi 2 charging. So on the larger 10K model, you're going to get double the speed at 15 watts, whereas the smaller one is only going to have 7.5 watts. Same as the USB-C outputs, the 5K only puts out 20 watts, while you get 27 on the 10K. So it's going to be a little bit slower, but still plenty fast to charge most devices, no problem. And last but not least, these only have a 15 watt input versus a 20 watt input on the 10K. So again, a little bit slower, but since it does have 50% less capacity, you're still going to get a very quick charge from these power banks. Overall, I think both power banks have their time and place. If you're going on a shorter trip, that's when the higher portability but lower capacity of the 5K model will work out better. But if you're going on a longer trip or need to share power with people, that's where it will be better to take the little bit bigger but higher capacity 10K model. In a perfect scenario, if you have the budget, I would even recommend just getting both so you can use them both at the time you might need each power bank. Overall, these are definitely great power banks. They're very compact, they feel well made, and best of all, they're all very affordable as well. All in all, if you happen to be shopping for a power bank, I would highly, highly recommend any of these here from Baseus. If you would like to purchase or get more information, I'll also have the link in the description as well. All right, well, that about wraps up this video. As usual, if you have any questions at all, feel free to drop me a comment and let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.